everyone, this is Locke and I, and welcome back to another video on the Great Build YouTube channel, and this is the first video of the holiday season where I'm giving my LEGO City a bit of a holiday makeover, bits at a time. And additionally, this is Black Friday, so I want to showcase what I got this week for Black Friday sales. Now, first off, I want to talk about this Christmas tree right here. Now, last year for Christmas, I got a LEGO Christmas tree as a gift, and it can be rebuilt into either one large tree or these two small trees. This is the first of the two, and I decided that I would add these in addition to my custom tree to the LEGO City, but for today I've just added these two, and this is the first one. I'm a big fan of how this came together. It's a very unique build, and it uses some cool techniques that I hadn't used up until this point, but definitely will use in the future. And it has all these different ornaments or candles that you can add to it. And it comes on this cool base, and this one has a star on top. We'll get to the other one later, but I wanted to showcase this as it's the first thing that I've added to the city. I've decided this one will go on the pier, so people, when they first come into the city by boat, will find out that it's Christmas season, and they'll be greeted with this Christmas tree. Additionally, real quick, I want to touch on my minifigure. You'll notice that I've updated it, and now I'm in more winter weathered clothes. Still wearing a t-shirt, because in real life I do prefer t-shirts over long sleeve shirts during winter. But I've got a blue puffer vest, as well as some cargo pants, which is kind of like a thing that I wear sometimes to my job at the farm. So this was the main change for my minifigure for the season. You'll see this every now and then. This LEGO City doesn't technically take place in like a tropical region, but it also doesn't take place in a really cold region either, so I might be interchanging my outfits every now and then, but I wanted to showcase that I do have a winter outfit. Now, let's go over to the other side of the pier, where we have my Black Friday find of the week. For some reason this year, Black Friday sales have decided to happen for the entire week, and I don't ever recall that happening before. So at my local Walmart, I did pick up this kit. This is the LEGO City construction vehicle, which is $15, and it's a 4+ set. But as you might know me, I do buy a lot of 4+ sets because they do come with some really cool pieces and sometimes recolors of parts, and always give you prints instead of stickers. And this kit, which originally retailed for $15, was on sale for $10, which is actually a pretty good discount. And while I don't usually partake in large Black Friday deals, this was a pretty useful deal to pick up. Additionally, I wanted to do a quick review on this, but didn't want to dedicate a full video to it, so we'll come back to this one later for a review. Just wanted to let you know that I did find a really cool Black Friday deal, and I'm pretty happy with my purchase. Now let's move over to the next location where we have the other half of this Christmas tree build. So here we are at the farm, and I'm here with my chicken Yui, and here we have the second part of the Christmas tree. Now this one's smaller than the first, so that's why we put it over here at the farm. But I figured of all places in my LEGO City with open space for a Christmas tree, the farm just felt right. And with this tree, I removed a lot of the ornaments to make it look more green, and it is smaller. I did add a custom touch to this tree, where on the top, instead of having just a gold star like the original tree had, I decided to add the golden chicken from the weather vane on the top of the farm, and I'm actually pretty happy with how that turned out. Now, this tree is technically the second of the two smaller ones you can build, but this is LEGO set number 40573, which is a cool Christmas tree build, and the box here shows the larger tree, but also that you can build it into both of the smaller trees at the same time. There are a bunch of leftover pieces that I'm keeping inside the box, which is why I've held on to the box for a whole year. But this is actually a very good set, would recommend it. The price per part ratio is perfect. I don't remember how much it cost when I got it as a gift, but I think it's definitely a really cool set, and if you're into Christmas trees, it's not the most accurate Christmas tree, but it is a really cool Lego-fied version of what you would normally expect a Christmas tree to look like. So I chose to go with the two smaller models because a big tree wouldn't make too much sense for a town of my size, but I am pretty happy with this overall. Now, let's head over back to the pier so I can give my quick review on my Black Friday find. So here we are back at the pier of the LEGO City, and I've brought over the box for the set, and this is my informal short review of LEGO set number 60450, Wheel Loader, which is a LEGO City 4+ set that retails usually for $15, but I got it this week on sale at Walmart for $10, which is a pretty good discount. I don't think I've seen discounts like that on 4+ sets in a while, so I'm pretty happy to pick it up. Now let's quickly talk about what we get in this set before we talk about what really surprised me about this build. Now, we have some of the usual side build stuff that you normally get with LEGO City and other 4+ sets. We have 3 little traffic cones, a little sign showing that there's men at work, and I really like how they used the LEGO minifigure on that design. And since this is a 4+ set, everything is printed, which is very much something that I appreciate. You also get a bunch of debris, which consists of some reddish brown masonry bricks, which is pretty cool, 2 cheese slopes, and these really cool like corner pieces, which I don't have a lot of, and they're pretty cool to get more of. Additionally, you get 2 minifigures, both featuring some of the new reddish orange torsos, which is pretty cool, and you even get an extra hairpiece for the male construction worker that has a hard hat with earphones on currently. Now, the vehicle itself was surprisingly bigger than what I expected it to be. The box does not do this thing justice. This thing is bulky. And additionally, aside from like the front scoop part, this looks like it could pass as a set that wouldn't be noticed as a 4+ set. So it's one of those kind of really good 4+ sets where you could have it in a collection and you probably wouldn't get anyone telling you, why do you have a 4+ set here? Additionally, I like how they use these grill slopes on the side here to represent the sort of like ladder that you would use to climb up into this vehicle, which is very cool. And the big tires are a nice touch. Additionally, they used a really cool recolor of a Speed Champions windscreen piece, which is done in honeycomb yellow, which is what the rest of this vehicle uses for its primary color. Now, I find this interesting because I hadn't gotten any of the new LEGO City Construction stuff before this, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this in my construction setup or if I'm going to redo all of my construction vehicles to be this color scheme. I do like the print at the front with the elephant. I feel like this is kind of like a play of Caterpillar tractors and equipment, so it's kind of funny that they had like the logo printed there. I do like the way that they designed the front of this as well. They've designed it in such a way where the slopes on the front prevent you from tipping down the arm for the bucket any further than you need to, which makes it easier to pose the bucket and will hold the bucket up in better positions. Additionally, you see that the roll cage here can be lifted up and down to place minifigures inside of it. It isn't a very big cockpit, but you do get a steering wheel for them, which kind of makes sense for this sort of vehicle. Overall, though, for $15, let alone the $10 that I picked it up for, this is actually very good value. The vehicle is surprisingly much larger than I would have expected it to be, and it comes with plenty of accessories, and the prints and the 2 minifigures make this really, really good for the price. Now, if you aren't a fan of 4+ sets, I get it, but on this channel I try and review 4+ sets from once in a while just because I think they're really cool, and sometimes the pieces that they come with are very, very good. Like, the rubble detail and all the side builds here actually basically give you an entire playset in a box, where some LEGO City sets, they tend to not give you all this extra stuff. So for now, I have them set up here on my pier in the LEGO City, because this area will be heavily under construction for a while. But for now, let's get back to the video so that I can wrap things up and move on to some other stuff with the LEGO City. So that's going to be all that I've got for this week, and I also wanted to let you know I've bought a LEGO Advent Calendar for the season, and since I'm filming this video before Advent has started, I have not opened it up yet, but I expect each week, going up till Christmas from next week onwards, to see what we've gotten in the Advent Calendar as we add it to the LEGO City, in addition to all of these other really cool decorations and plans I have. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, I hope you'll stay tuned for the next one, and I hope you all have a great day.